Well, we really need multiplying for the width of the stairs, because if we only have addition, then the difference between the widths will be only the difference in the indexes, 1. We need to multiply it by a big number, but we also need to add a number so that all of the stairs, including the first one, are much bigger. Even when index stair is 0, we would want to add, for example, 90. You know that first this multiplying will be done, and then adding 90 will happen. Let's see what is going on now. Whoa, all our stairs are bigger, but the difference between them is still 90 pixels. What I should change now is here the multiplier to be 100, and actually this is a difference of 100 pixels between the widths of all the stairs. For the next task, in which I want you to make the top stair be in the center of the playing field, in the middle of the possible axis, I will need you to change a few stuff in our code. We should have totally different x for all these stairs, which is going to be a formula, because as you can see, the different stairs doesn't start from the same spot, and if they have difference in their axis, their widths will have double this difference in order for the stairs to not only finish on the same spot, but also to continue less than the left part. It is going to be easier for you if you begin with just the left part of the stairs, so that you do something like this, and when you are ready with this, then to start thinking about the right parts, or the different widths to be the double, so that we can have a right part of each stair. I think this task is a little bit scarier, so I'm going to leave it as your task 8 for your homework. And now your homework has a really important task 0, in which you have to carefully explain what for loops are. A really simple task before the for loops, in which we need to have ifs for the different squares of the held bar. And I want you to have not a held bar, but a score bar in task 2. I want you to have a lot of enemies. In the next lesson we will have a collision check with a much smarter way than a for again, but in your homework the best you can do is a for loop for a lot of enemies and a for loop for collision checks. I want you to extract in a totally different folder the file code .zip and try to find the answer. What is the sum of 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 100? This is not a game, it's an interesting program that will evaluate some interesting results, and this is what is usually the type of tasks on algorithmic competitions. You are already a good programmer and you should be interested in algorithmic C++ competitions, because there is a lot of similar programming there. So try to make this task, and if you like thinking and solving problems, you would really like the same task, but without using a for loop. You will need a lot of fantasy to find a formula which can solve such a sum really fast, without a for, without a loop. If you know this formula, perhaps you are already a good mathematician. And you will probably also know about the Fibonacci sequence. It's a sequence of numbers in which each number is the sum of the previous two. So after 8 and 13, the next number is 8 plus 13, which is 21. The next number should be 13 plus 21, which is 34. And I'm really curious which is the 30th Fibonacci number. You can continue evaluating them on hand, please don't. Please write a program with a for loop in order for you to evaluate this. You will need a new variables helping you in this task. For example, you will definitely need the previous number and the number before the previous one, so that you can find the sum of the new number. And you will need to know how many of the 30 steps have you already done. So it's going to be an interesting task for you too. And if you are scared from all this mathematical stuff, the 8th task is back to drawing and shiny stuff. I want you to make a symmetric left part of this stair, just like this. Good luck!